In Errorless dog training, we try and keep the dog busy so that they don't go wrong, and thus we don't have to tell them off. This makes the world of difference. This is a squeeze tube. It just contains wet dog food, and we can use it to reward the dog whenever we see them doing good things throughout the house. Here are stuffed Kongs. They come in loads of different sizes. You can see that these are all bagged up, ready to go in my freezer, so they don't make the rest of my food disgusting. Roxy really likes that one. It's huge and it takes about 30 minutes. You can get lots of different sizes. You can also use different things. So obviously there's the regular Kong, but you can also use bones, and you can stuff them full of wet food or moist kibble. You can also get a load of other interactive toys, so little treat balls. They come in all sorts of sizes. The main thing is that you want to keep your dog busy for as absolute long as possible, so that they just don't have the opportunity to go wrong. So let's stuff a Kong. First off, I tend to put some biscuits and bits and pieces in the bottom. The more foody your dog, the less interesting they have to be. However, if you do put something particularly smelly in the bottom, it does seem to keep the dog busier for longer. The next thing we're going to do after this is pack some wet product on top of it. I use dog food, but you could equally use, if you feed raw, you could use some raw food. You could equally use just your dog's kibble, moistened, and then pack that into there as well. The more novice the dog at using Kongs, the easier you make it for them to get the stuff out. If your dog's a bit of an expert, see how difficult you can possibly make it. So here I'm trying to make it as difficult as possible for my dogs. I'm packing the meat in really hard, and in a moment I'm going to put some treats in the top, and then I'm going to put it in the freezer. So it's as difficult as possible, therefore takes as much time as possible. When you go out, you can just leave 2, 3 or 4 Kongs down for your dog, depending on how long you're going to be out for. I also use them when I'm around. If I have to pop upstairs with my young pups, then generally I'll put a Kong down, go upstairs, do whatever I need to do up there, and make sure that I'm down, preferably before they've finished the Kong and got up to mischief. This is the basis behind Errorless dog training. You just basically keep them busy so that they don't have the opportunity to go wrong. Don't leave stuff laying around. Don't give dogs access to rooms where they could make bad decisions. At some point, your dog will become old enough and mature enough to make the right decisions based on what we expect from them. But always bear in mind that unless they have one of these really nice Kongs, or a treat ball, or they're crated, or they're in a room where there's nothing that they can damage, they're dogs and they may well make bad choices. After all, it is us who is ultimately responsible for our dog's behaviour. If we allowed them to go wrong, it's our fault. It's never the dog's fault.